Hello. I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a while, but it's not as though I haven't been active on YouTube, mainly having conversations and uh, commenting on other videos and replying to comments. Uh, this is going to be a little weird. uh, yeah. As I was looking around, I came across references to an article. And when I found it on the Huffington Post, I honestly couldn't believe my fucking eyes. Uh, I honestly don't believe that in modern times here in the Western world, I can actually find an example of this when it comes to females. If this is not the epitome of uh, uh, objectification, I don't know what is. Well, sexual, well, in a sense, objectification. Dear. Oh, wow. Okay. Apparently, and yes, I have recently watched this, and I will be posting a link to a site that you can watch it from. As always, before picking a link, check with Virus Total, or better yet, if you have dual booted your system with Ubuntu, Guest is the ultimate antivirus. I recommend that option. Uh, there's a movie titled The Final Member. It's about a penis museum and its curator. And he has peni, from essentially everything on the planet, well, every mammal, but human. And he was looking for a human penis to put in a jar to put on display. Now, that in itself is interestingly enough, I don't think we have a vagina museum anywhere. But within the movie, there's a story about a folk tale. And this kind of shows you the level of misandry going back through time. There is a woman who wants a divorce. So she goes to the local sheriff and demands that he gives her a divorce because she deserves to be happy. The sheriff asks her, well, does he beat you? Does he kick you? Does he yell at you? Does he throw things at you? Are you hungry all the time? And I find it interesting that these are the questions that the sheriff is asking in this folk tale from like 13 from like 13 from like the 13th century or something like that, or maybe older. Wow. But these are the same questions that we still have to deal with. the sheriff is asking her, well, is he beating you? Is he yelling at you? Is he putting food on the table? Is he paying the rent? Oh no, he's the nicest guy. He takes care of me. He feeds me, and yada yada yada. But I want a divorce, and you have to give it to me. The sheriff is like, well, why? And she responds by pulling down her husband's pants and pointing to his penis and mocking him in public for apparently having a 3-inch dick. And this was actually apparently seen as somewhat acceptable. And she demanded, because no one really argued on behalf of the man for being publicly shamed for something he has zero control over. She goes on to demand a divorce because he doesn't meet the minimum legal length. The sheriff looks at her, is kind of bewildered. Ma'am, I am unaware of any such law that regards your husband's length. And she brings out a ruler. And, okay, this part I also couldn't quite get over. The wonders of modern hygiene products. Sure, there needs to be a legal length. One for the bush? Seriously, that is some bush. I mean, compressed, an inch thick. Alright. One for the bush? Ah, crap. One for the skin? Wow, those are some meat curtains. Oh. Oh. I wonder if mud flaps were common. Alright. One for the bush, one for the skin, and 3 in. Yeah. I'd be happy with that. And it's twisted because apparently it actually became law. When going to try to get donations for people actually volunteering to donate their junk, one of whom named his junk Elmo. Wow, I'm sorry. Well, we all have our thing. I'm just taken back with all the irony with Elmo and then Sesame Street and then the guy who had his hand up the puppet's butt. The irony is... Anyways... But Now that most of the typical uncomfortableness of this has passed, it bothers me that this became law even that long ago. And in order to get a donation, they have to measure these guys, because if it doesn't match the minimum legal length, it is not a legal donation. It is then technically not a legal penis. This is the height of misandry. I mean, holy shit. I mean, is there a legal tightness of twat? I mean, is there a legal minimum length of time to be free of nagging? Is there a legal minimum number of children that you are allowed to sire? No. And I'm not saying that there should be. But there is apparently a minimum legal length for our junk. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, yeah. And then we get into the Huffington Post thing, and they actually go and mock this guy for nicknaming his junk Elmo. And they're not actually laughing as a result of the irony, which, I'm sorry, that is... You really cannot ask for... You really can't ask for better. But... Yeah, I'm going to leave a link to the Huffington Post article. And... Oh my gosh. Even the title of the article is... I mean, dear God, if a man were to go and title something like this, every media outlet on the planet would be going ape shit. Alright? I'm going to take a screenshot and put it up for this. But, Penis Museum Curator looks for the final member. But, the competition is stiff. And then there's an image with a bunch of penises in jars. Okay, I gotta get this posted. Oh dear God, this is so wrong. Yeah. I've seen specials where they go and where chicks make molds of their own cooters and they put them up on display. And that would, in a sense, be them objectifying themselves or being proud of who they are. But this is not only a historic, but currently it is still law. And this would actually be true sexual objectification. Not having a half-naked man advertising Calvin Klein next to a half-naked woman advertising Calvin Klein. If you are objectifying her, then you are objectifying him. In this case, yeah. Let me know what you think.